Welcome to the first of a new anime review series. This is Bad X Love. Yes, that's the name of the anime. You're probably thinking, with a type of the anime like this, with a title, is it a hentai? No. No, it's not. There's some eroticism in this here. There's some erotic stuff in here, but no sex. Nope. So, the premise of the series is this, is that this guy named, I think his name is, let's see, look, I have a basic page up here. Let's see, here we go. Now, this anime was only 12 episodes. The manga is still being published, despite the fact I'm having trouble trying to find it online. Yeah. Now, these first episodes, I'm discussing the first episodes, they were like, they all end with the word like type of maiden. Now, these episodes cover, in just 4 episodes, cover the first 8 chapters of the manga. Yep, the first 8 chapters. Yeah, the first episode, first 2 chapters, 2, 3 through 4. You might be thinking, is 3 like 5 through 6? No, it's actually 6 to 7. 5 is adapted for episode 4 and chapter 8. Yep, they do increase a little bit in the next few episodes. These are the characters. First, you have Takuma, a guy who is very tall, very bulky, and supposedly a very scary face. Not really, no. I mean, yeah, he's presented as a very intimidating guy, but he doesn't look that scary. Just a guy who's very nervous. Yeah, he's basically got fear of people because of his face. That's the reason for it. And the girls he lives with, who are all sisters, by the way, have no problem with his face. Nope. Now, each of these women basically have got their own thing. Now, there are 9 sisters. Yes, 9. Yep. First, you have Ikaki. I think that's the pronounced name. Yep. She, of course, doesn't do a lot of anything. She's mostly there just a witness to witness everything. She doesn't live in the same house as her sisters. Yeah. You also have Fubuta, a woman who who kind of acts like the mom of everybody there. I mean, she cooks all the food. She wears an apron. Apparently, she also has a thing for pandas. Yeah, that's her thing. You also have Misa, who likes string, and she's very tomboyish. She's not seen do very much in these episodes, except a little bit in episode 4. Now, what about the other ones? You also have Shino, who, unlike her siblings, didn't appear in the first episode. Not fully, no. Mostly appearance is just a cameo. She appears briefly in episode 4 for like one scene where they're playing tag, and that's it. And she wears a helmet because she has a weak body. They have Aisto, who is the 5th of the sisters. She is the class president. Yeah, and the thing is, everybody, along with one of her sisters, thinks that she's hot. Yep, and participate in the beauty contest. Yep. Then there's basically Masumi. And she's an idol. Yep, she's an idol. Not the first series basically come across with a character as an idol. And she's like I think they said she's the 6th of sisters. And she's actually the first one. They actually have him and her and husband go on a date in episode 3, and it's revealed she's actually in love with him. Yep, she's in love with him. There's also Nezuki, and she, of course, well, she does basically interact with Tatsumi both in episode 1 and episode 4. As for the other sisters, there is Yamito, who is kind of the second youngest of all of them, and she's commonly seen with headphones on. And then, of course, there's the youngest, Kari, who's very childish. And they even show in episode 4, when they show her PJs, she basically puts on a bear costume, which I thought looked so adorable on her. Now, How in the world did these girls start ending up with him? That's explained in a flashback. It's not shown at the start of the episode. Nope, the episode starts with, oh, we have Tatsuma who he's a scary guy. So there's this guy named Yatsuma who has this thing where every time he sees him, jumps out the window. And they're like, call an ambulance. And like, maybe we should have ambulance call on standby. He basically does this because he feels like it. Yeah. And every time he sees him, he always just, like, it's assumed that, like, everybody assumes that Tatsuma pushed him out the window. He just did it himself. Just to avoid him. And Nezuko basically has got, like, fans. People who are obsessed with her. And of course, he's very nervous and basically doesn't like to be around people because of his face. So, he likes to study alone, though he gets constantly interrupted. Now, how in the world these girls basically ended up with him? Well, apparently Odin met with him in a vision when he basically spoke to him. Like, oh, you're the Elder. You basically should protect my Valkyries. And you also need to seduce them as well. Okay. Yeah, apparently their power basically is enhanced by love. Yes, love. Could be anything. Yep, and basically, it all kind of started when he saved Nezuki's life from these Akuma. Yeah, and he's commonly accused of being the person behind the Akuma attacks or being Akuma because of his face. Yeah. So, basically, when they show the first attack, they have him and Nezuko basically go out to get toilet paper because, well, Akuma forgot to get toilet paper. And they have to hold hands the whole time. And then once the Akuma starts attacking, he of course would rather be studying than just, well, deal with the Akuma. Yep. Though he's basically very protective of the girls, so he pretty much, like, the way that he helps stop this creature is that, oh, let's have Nezuki strip down to her panties just to kiss him. Yep. And transforms, defeats the creature in less than a minute. That's that. Yep. Second episode, all focused on the class president. Yep, her alone time with him. He, of course, they have a midterm test coming up, which he fails because of his nervousness. Yep, he fails. So the girls and he basically, because of his all nervousness around people, so because he gets the lowest grade, and of course the council president gets the highest because she's hot. So, let's have Nezuki spend some alone time with her. So, first he tries saying up, like, come to the air. I'm like, okay, what did I do? Am I going to get expelled? Nope, let's have the student council president use her chains to chain him up. Now you're probably thinking, is she doing something kinky? Not really, no. She tries to massage him, doesn't do anything because he's so stiff. Tries to grab his arm, doesn't work. And eventually escapes, though later on they do, in fact, kind of go to a gym room where it's like, okay, she basically shows off her underwear to him. And it's like, okay, let's have her, like, basically have her get powered up by patting her on the head and then she playing a kiss on his cheek. Yep, and then she defeats the Akuma that was attacking the school. Third episode, I really kind of enjoyed this one. He goes, they win an idol. I mean, who would not want to go on a date with a beautiful celebrity? And it was referred to as Nezuko-chan. Yeah, because she's an idol. Like, I refer to her with the honorific Chun. So, of course she's in disguise. Of course, they hang out. They go to, like, a cafe where the guy who constantly jumps up is like, the idol, like, you know him? It's like, yeah, I may have spoke to him once. It's like, okay, and as soon as he sees Tucker, he just, like, jumps out the window. Of course, they're thinking he called the police because of his creepy face. Yep. Like, okay, let's do something, okay. So, go to the bookshop and get prepared for the mock exams. He later takes mock exams where it turns to be a complete disaster because of his fear of people. Yeah, of course, because the celebrity is there, let's have an Akuma show up and say, oh, look, it's Nezuko-chan. It's like, and a bunch of fanboys basically chased him. Well, comes after her, and he's like, he's about to leave her behind, and just like, crap, I shouldn't do that. So he grabs him by the hand, and then they hide in in a locker of whole things, where she needs the power to fly to get away. So she tries to kiss him probably on the lips, like can't reach the height, gets so tall in the cramped space. You also have some stay up on her shoe, and they get really close. They're like, okay, unbutton your shirt, and she proceeds to kiss his chest, and then eventually she transforms. The Akuma itself is destroyed by the older sister. Yeah, the Akuma was sent out by one of the student council people. Apparently, he's sort of demon who apparently is behind the stuff. And of course, they get away. And of course, someone reveals to her that when him and his mother used to come here, like before the place was built, they would always come and see a sunset. And yeah, they reveal that his mother is actually dead. Apparently, some people who didn't like him very much apparently decided to, let's just kill his beautiful mother for absolutely no reason at all. What the heck happened to his father is never actually explained. Yeah, they said, his parents went away for some reason. Also, apparently, before the girl showed up, his house was graffitied with the words, "Get out." I'm like, seriously, people? What is your problem with this guy? I mean, if I were basically, I was like, dude, you are not scary. You may be intimidating, but your face is not scary. Well, probably because your teeth maybe are scary, but I'm not going to basically say you're scary. I don't have a problem with the guy. Yep, and the fourth episode, yeah, because he's like constantly stressed out, like, okay, let's play a game of tag, and Fubuka chasing everybody to steal their panties. And eventually meets up with Ghost Rider Hayashino's shed, because he really wants to hide and study, so... Then they have the school festival coming up, the campus festival, which they teased the mentions back in episode 2. They kind of have it briefly in episode 4, where it's like, maid cafe, let's have basically, and then we have some random Akuma show up, which turned out to be the students being possessed, though he's able to fight it off no problem, and Nezuki is able to, she doesn't transform necessarily. Also, when she is fighting the Akuma back in episode 2, the Akuma looks like is about to basically shred her clothing. But that doesn't happen, so don't worry about that. Also, when she first shows up, she's level 20, and then next time I show her level, she's like 22. The president herself, she starts at level 6, now she's like level 8. Yeah, apparently, Beam having sort of a love thing that apparently powers up their boosting ability. The idol's got the weakest power of all of them because her power is not meant for fighting. Yep. And that's all I can think of what happened these first 4 episodes. They're interesting to say the least, yes. Now, the thing is, I was able to read the first 34 chapters before I actually watched the anime. I was going to read the entire manga, because manga still could be published. The problem is the website I was using it on apparently didn't upload all the chapters for some reason. I don't know why, but it didn't for some reason. I don't know if the manga is still being published or not, I don't know, but I have looked up online. Apparently, there have been officially about 49 chapters released. Why in the world this one website I went to didn't have all the chapters up, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But yeah, not much else to say about these episodes. They're pretty good nonetheless. Oh, in case you're curious though, what is this Adaptus one? It is a studio by the name of Hoods Entertainment. Now here's something quite interesting though. This is licensed by Sentai Filmworks. And it's only aired, believe it or not, aired the same time period as Cautious Hero. Aired last year, believe it or not. Yeah, a series that aired last year. And you might be asking, have I heard of the series prior to look up online? No, I have never heard of this series before. But it has an interesting premise. Like, a guy living with 8 beautiful women who all have to be sisters. Awesome. I'm interested. In fact, they mentioned some Norse mythology here. One of the girls actually freaking Thor, of all people, the god of thunder. But surprisingly, this is another series. Now, this is the first one since High School DxD that's actually had a mention of Thor. Now, Odin does briefly appear in like one episode. I think in episode 2. You see him briefly, but that's it. Yeah, surprisingly, Odin is not really a big character in this series. Surprisingly. Yeah. Oh, and here's something interesting, though, about this series. There is no dub. Nope. No dub. Unknown why there's no dub. I mean, the series aired last year, was licensed by Sentai Filmworks. So, I'm curious though, why wasn't it dubbed? Yeah, I'm not really sure what the heck was wrong with Sentai Filmworks. Okay, you license the series over here, but you don't dub it? Does that make any sense? Yeah, it's a series I come across where I had probably gonna watch the whole series subbed. I mean, the last series I did this with, I mean, there's like 3 series to do this year. First, it was My Wife is Student Council President. Second was Omari Himari, and now this series. Yep, 3 series. Actually, no, 4 series because I almost forgot Witchcraft Works. All subbed, not dubbed for some reason. I'm not really sure why. This series, well, in the case of some of the characters I've seen so far, well, who the Filmworks could basically voice them. Well, you could possibly hear the voice of the guy who does Katsumi from Konosuba. That's a possibility. In the case of the idol, Masuma, I could possibly see the one who voiced Megami from Konosuba. Yeah, she'd be perfect for this character. But what about Christina V? Who would be perfect for her? I'd say probably Natsuki might be a good one because she's probably the one who most tends to be like the most active. Yeah, she might be, but who knows? As far as I know, there has been no announcement of a dub release date for this series. Yeah. Yeah, not my favorite episodes. They're good, and hopefully you expect 2 more videos to happen today. Yeah, 2 more. Yeah, so basically there'll just be 3 videos for this one discussing 4 episodes, and that'll be it. And after this, it's back to Naruto Shippuden to discuss the next arc for the series. Six Tails Unleashed. Yep. But to use the next video, which will discuss the next 4 episode series. Yep, soon. Bye.